Hello and good morning, everybody. Today we are going to be going over some of the different dungeons, specifically the Ankh Dungeon here on the Welcome Home server. So first thing we're going to do is head over to the Moon Gate and I'll show you guys exactly how to get to it. And then we'll go through exactly what we can do once we're there. One moment here. So you'll hit the PvE tab and it'll actually pull up several different ways here to get to the different areas that have been revamped on this server, but we're going to go ahead and click on the first one here for Ankh Tier 2. Once here, you just jet down the stairs here, and you're in. So the first thing you're going to find is right here in this area, some toxic oozes and a corrupted unicorn. I recommend running directly past them and getting into this room here. And the reason is because if you kill the unicorn there and then come in here, you'll get a quest to kill the unicorn. So go ahead and hop into here first and then click on these guys. You'll see here, Cora the Sorceress. Oh, we got some guys following us. You'll see Jabba. Now, Jabba is a creature that is a Dexter boss. He one-shots the pets that you have, just like the Paradoximus, I believe his name was. I could be butchering that, but if it is, my apologies. But so that one is not going to be one that we can beat on this character. But Corrupted Unicorn is right there. Valak is right here. On this one, you should be, yep, Onium. And then right here, we've got Noth the Plague Bringer. So we just picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quests, not even including the one that's right here. So that's 5 quests that we're going to be completing in this dungeon alone that are going to be offering the gold tickets, some currency, and a few other items there as well, as far as like deco stuff. So in this room right here, you've got a vendor selection for the Life Bringer badges or badges of life. These are going to be drops from all the bosses here. So you'll be able to have all of this stuff here very shortly. And then this is going to be some of the different rewards you can get at this stone alone for the badges of life. These are a little pricey on this stone. It's because they're a little more of the high end. And these are the actual artisan ones. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. If you look at this, you're looking at 50 arms lord, 10 blacksmithing, 10 carpentry, 10 tailoring, 10 tinkering, and of course a bunch of other stats. So these are going to be huge if you play a crafter. Like I'm building up my crafter right now, and I'm going to have to be in here farming for quite a while to get the stuff that I want for my crafter. So Crown of the Arcane Arts, Alchemy, Inscription, Majory, Meditation, Imbuing, Self-Repair, 10. That's huge. And of course mana regen 5. So the mana regen on this stuff is going to be really good for Inscription as well, because you have to have a lot of mana regen to do that you know, consistently. So we will go ahead and head back into this room, pop out our handy dandy dragon, and we'll go ahead and get started. So this guy kind of follows the same rule set as the end boss does, basically for Doom. So he will summon you to him, and every time he summons you, he does a nasty, nasty poison. So honestly, I kind of cheese it, and I kind of jump into one of these rooms and just let my pet kind of take it down, because I really can't do a whole lot as a caster on this guy, because he just summons me back and forth. So unfortunately, I am kind of stuck in here. And of course, I come out and ward of death him whenever he gets low HP. All right, got this guy down, almost dead. Man, that slow he does to keep you from casting quickly is pretty rough whenever you're poisoned. Takes forever to get that that cure off. All right, so you hear the good old bell. We've got that quest completed. And always check the corpses. There's some pretty good talismans that drop for crafting. And there is a chance to have an artifact drop off the end. And it'll be like the last step over here. But you'll have the head of Dreadhorn. You'll have several different crafting components. These are the important part, in my opinion. Make sure you get those badges of life. Make sure you get the gold. And then we'll move on. So I don't turn in the quest right away. Now, granted, this is just me, but I don't turn the quest right away because I don't want to have to click through because I don't ever remember which one gave me the exact quest. So I'll finish all of the quests and come back and then turn them in all at once. So over here in the Ankh Dungeon, you'll have the crafting area. You'll have a couple of blacksmiths and pretty much everything that you could need to craft in here. Heading over this direction. We've got the staircase down leading out. Over here, we do have some putrefiers. These are going to be very, very tough. They do a very wide area of effect poison. Well, this guy doesn't seem to think they're tough. Wow, he just smashed them. But over here, we've got the 2 different stones for the tier 2 equipment. These are where you're going to be spending your badges of life on just basic tier 2 gear. So you've got all different kinds to check out. And for example, this is the robe that I got. Tier 2, spell weaving, magery, strength, intelligence, reflect damage, decrease or defense chance increase, lower reagent cost by 25%, and an absolute slew of resists. So that's pretty much all of this gear right here. Try to get as much of it as you can. It's extremely fun to run this stuff. So I think that it should be pretty good for you guys to get plenty of gear. So we're going to head on to the next boss now. When you start getting into this area, you'll start seeing a bunch of zombies. In the midst of all these zombies in the other room, you're going to see the Flayer, Oanim. So we'll go ahead and head in here and start taking care of him. So this guy is very, very much attackable. So we are going to try to lower down the time it takes to kill this guy by putting in some work on him. These guys do respawn. I mean, it's not abundantly quickly. You should be able to, excuse me, you should be able to kill the main guy before the other ones respawn. Not that it's a huge deal. They don't really do that much damage. They don't have that much HP. I think it's more of like an annoyance for them to spawn in when you're trying to do stuff. All right, so that is the one thing that he does do. He does have spell weaving damage. So if you are trying to do like a death ray or something, he probably will end up eventually interrupting that with his wildfire. So we're going to go for This is a really ominous room. There's like skeletons everywhere and like a big old pentagram. But make sure when you set up your loot button that you make sure to check everything before you do loot. Because I got mine set up to where it just deletes the entire corpse to give me the points. And I have gotten a little click happy sometimes, and I'll end up looting it before I've got it, and then bam, everything's disappeared. I got 2,000 tokens, but everything's gone. So. All right, so what we are going to do now, we're going to go ahead and pop her up, and let's go ahead and get back on our mount because I want to show you guys a few other things. So in this room here, you will see Master Jonath. This is the room that's going to eventually lead you into the restricted area of the library. That restricted area is going to have special stones that are going to provide things for your way to spend your tokens. So make sure to head in there. You can buy the books that hold the power scrolls. You can buy the books that hold the pink scrolls as well, the transcendent scrolls. So heading right along. Up here, you'll have a few different magery masters, alchemy masters, and a couple of things I think you can steal. Like you could steal this candelabra. You can steal... I think you can steal Nicholas Flamel's tarot deck too. I believe you could steal that one. Or you can steal a tarot deck. So there is nothing this way. So we'll head back this way and I will show you guys this boss. So this technically isn't part of the quests, but you can kill Red Death over here. It drops a bridle. Fairly simple mob. But I mean, again, if you're coming in here unprepared, it can definitely take you out. If you're AFK over here for some reason and you just sat in a stall and it spawned on you, it could definitely get you. So just kind of be careful in this area. If it is down, it does spawn here. And as you can see, you will have Resolve's Bridle. I actually have no idea what that does. So if you do know, I'd love for you to put that in the comments. So it'd be amazing. And then Valak the Plague Hammer is right here. So another thing right here for your thief, we have plus 100 luck deed. You can steal this and add this to any item that you have that you want to put 100 luck on. So very, very cool there as well. Alrighty, and that is Valak. So, again, make sure if you do have a thief, you come in here and you grab this plus 100 luck deed. I think it spawns like twice a day, once a day, something like that. It's not always the deed. Sometimes it's other deco stuff as well. So if you're into that, definitely check this place out. So we did get a artifact here, Talon Bite. So we'll go ahead and grab that just for the vendor. Grab this. I don't know what grizzled bones are for, or this actually, but I like them because I put them around the house. And of course, if you're into birds, there's a pet parrot there. So now we'll go back and we'll hit the poison guy up. We'll hit Cora up. And then it is going to be the tier 2 boss here that actually has a guaranteed chance to drop tier 2 gear. So this is going to be a spoiler alert. If you're wanting to get to the poison guy, there's a special way you have to do it. If you don't want to know what that is, skip forward in the video. But in this room right here with the tarot cards, you're going to see a small thing right here. If you do your control shift, you'll see it as a port key. But you can go ahead and click right here. It'll port you in over here. And you'll have access to the Noth. So let's go ahead and get this guy going. The guys around him aren't too tough, but they do poison. So make sure that you bring bandages or whatever it is to cure poison on this thing. All right, so he is down. So now we've got Noth out as well. A couple more talismans. Key, you will need one of these keys to get into the final boss area. So make sure that from one of these bosses you do lead the keys. And we'll see if they've got anything good on this guy. We've got Fey leggings. So if you wanted to get the Fey leggings here, 20% DCI and a couple of other stats, there are those as well. More badges of life. And of course, 1,500 additional tokens. So we'll go ahead and head over to the next area. So this will pop you back into this room where you can, use your tokens to buy additional stuff. And then this right here is an obelisk that you can get as a rare drop off the end guy. So we'll show you that guy in a second, but man, I'd love to get that for the house. That'd be awesome. So we'll head out of here. All right, so once you get into this crystal room, at this point, we'll head south. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and run all the way down. And we're wanting to go to Korra. So we'll have to go this way. So this is going to be a spoiler alert. If you don't want to see how to get to Korra without learning this puzzle, please fast forward the video. But right now you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, over 4, down, and then over 1, and oop. Man, I went too fast. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, over, down, over 1, and down. So that is how you get there. Going through here, it'll pop you into this room with all of these slimes. And then you'll inspect these and you'll see where it says Zelan. Pop that in, type that. You'll pop over here one more time. And then boom, you're over here to where Korra spawns. So it looks like someone has just taken out Korra. So what we will do is we'll wait just a second, and then we'll go over here and we'll go ahead and get Korra going. Oh, never mind, Korra's back up. So we'll go ahead and get Korra going here. Korra is another rough one for casters just because of the fact that she drains like all of your mana with her little lightning floor thing. So I kind of let the pet do most of the heavy lifting on this one as well. All right. So it's pretty plain to see that Korra is difficult for casters. Steals all of your mana. So, but this is the one boss you need to actually loot something from. So be sure to grab that staff. That will be needed for the quest. Also, we picked up a Hephaestus, so if you're, wanting to have a great caster shield start off the bat, that is a really, really good one to have. It's got spell channeling on it, and it's also self-repair, faster casting, and a few other stats as well as far as resists. So we are down to one more boss to go and we're all set. One more thing to mention, if you are into like stealing and things like that, like thieving from dungeons and things, this dungeon has a ton of chests as well. So definitely a good dungeon to come into if you like thieving and getting you know, the artifacts. So after we're done here, you'll run down this hallway. You'll find a healer and this red circle. You'll come onto here, it'll port you back to this area. And then we'll go ahead and run down to the boss. So this time, instead of going this direction, we'll go this direction, pop right through these doors, and then right into here. Make sure you've got your pet out and you're fully ready. And then we'll go into this area right here. And it looks like the guy just killed it a second ago, but as soon as it comes back, I'll redo over here and we'll get going on this boss. Alright, so the first thing that's going to spawn is going to be the Dreadhorn. This is just a kind of a ghost version of the corrupted Dreadhorn that we fought in the beginning. If you speak to this NPC over here in the corner, it will tell you you will need to defeat the Shade of Dreadhorn, the Shade of Lady Mel, and the Shade of Travesty to summon Kumosh Gore. So just keep that in mind. You're going to be fighting these things again, and then you're going to be summoning in Kumosh. He does the same tactics that he did in the beginning. He kind of summons you in and poisons you real good. Once that guy is down, make sure to loot, just because he does share the same loot table as the first one does, so you can get some pretty good stuff off of him. So here's the horn. You can get more of the badges of life, and of course get the gold. So now we're looking at the Shade of Lady. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get pumped up here, get ready to start doing some damage. All right, so as you can see, that one is a bit of a marathon, just buttloads of health. So, but anyways, knock that one out, deal with the satire spawns that she pops in about halfway through. I don't know what the bottles are for, so if you guys want to loot all this stuff, you're welcome to. There's a tree. But this is the shade of Kumash Gore. He is the big boy that we are looking for. And he is going to be dropping the guaranteed piece of tier 2 loot, which is going to help you greatly in the process of gearing up your character or any kind of alts you may have. As you can see, he has the exact same thing that the Doomfather has, where he'll reflect any damage that you do to him magically. So just kind of keep that to a minimum, especially whenever he pops out his ads. You know, use your AoEs to get the ads down, but don't overdo it, or you'll end up killing yourself with his reflecting. Alrighty, so that is it. That is Kumarsh down. So now we will go ahead and head over here and see what we get. We got the Lord Draxinusum Sleeves of the Explorer. So these are gargoyle only, but Shiv, Tactics, and Anatomy, Strength bonus Dex, and Intelligence all 5, Luck 100, Defense chance, spell damage spell damage increase is nice. Lower mana cost 5, lower reagent cost 25, and 15% across the board on resists. So I will take that, thank you. And of course we also have some gold. So yeah, I think we did pretty good on that one. So now what we'll go ahead and do is we'll pop up the old pet and we'll go over and turn these quests in and see what we got there. Let's put my music box away so we can have everything out here on the front. So we're going to turn them all in and see what we got. Okay, so we got ourselves 225 badges of life, 25 solves. Let's see here. We got custom bottles and jars, nectar of a pure heart for the countertop at the house. Enter snarky text here, like a beetle. Epic light number 7 of 10. Awesome. That's very cool. A light stolen from a lich, another big deco item. And a murdered out skull of the legendary tailor. Or of a legendary tailor. Okay. So there we've got gold quest tickets, we've got marks of the champion, we've got sovereign notes, all these things you can get from turning in quests, but you can also get the deco items here. And last but not least, we are going to go look at the secret area, the restricted area of the library, and what you can buy there. So let's run down here. I am going to skip the steps to get in there because I know that Dungeon Master puts a lot of work into the, you know, the puzzles and things like that. But we will skip till we get in there, and then I'll show you that part. All right, and we are in. So down here, you're going to have the Necromancer. You've got an Alchemist quest here. Let's go. Which one is this one? Oh, the Spleen of the Putrefier. So those Putrefiers we saw out there, if you bring 25 of them in here, you'll get a tonic, Alchemist gear, Badge of Life, and more sovereigns. So this is going to be the Ancient Stone of Alchemy. This is what you use your hero tokens on. And hero tokens are just going to be the tokens that you get from clearing corpses out. So right now I've got like 564,000. And then over here is the cool part. You've got the runic atlases for 5,000. You've got rune books for 1,000. This is what I'm saving up for, is the rune book dye tub. Pretty awesome there. And then you've got the ring of the legendary scribe. But these three right here, the Transcendence books, the Scroll of Alacrity books, and the Power Scroll book are what I absolutely love. It just saves a ton of space in your house. Whenever you just put these down, you can put all of your stuff right in those. The Scribe's Key, I don't know what this does, so I'm gonna have to look into what that does. I'm sure it does something great. Maybe it holds blank scrolls or something. But yeah, this is the restricted area of the library. So if you're wondering what to do with those tokens, come down here and you can use these on these stones. As well as there's a book here talking about Shinron the Old. If you're a familiar fan of Dragon Ball Z, you'll definitely see Shinron as a familiar name. Talking about where to find it in the Kirin Passage. That's another quest. So again, the Dungeon Master here, he does a tremendous job setting up different quests to keep the players active, keep them coming back for more. And this is only one dungeon. So look forward to more videos with more dungeons, more rewards. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.